Hi, you guys. Welcome to my podcast. Today, we're going to talk about dating. And the reason why this came to mind, I had a nail client recently, and it just took me back to like my dating time. If he doesn't answer, she feels a need to like react. And she's worried that like when she does react, she's coming off a little toxic to where she's gonna end up pushing him away. And I said, girl, I said, oh my God, after being in a relationship for such a long time, things got super disrespectful. Like we're at each other's throat, like we're cussing each other's out, we're yelling at each other. And so going into the dating world is very important as to what kind of person do I want to be? Who is it that I want to reflect? When I started dating this new person, like let's just say there was times where I wouldn't hear from him for a long time, literally, like let's just say we're talking like constantly, and then like randomly I didn't hear from him for a whole day. You can choose to one, either react, or two, you can choose to not react and do something else to distract yourself, because I know that feeling. So anyway, my girl was here and she was just like, like there's something, she's like, there's some things that I just can't hold back on. Like if he doesn't answer the phone, she's like, I can't hold back. Like, why is he not answering the phone? And she's like, and I'm scared that he's gonna end up like ghosting me. And I'm just like, dude, like don't let it get the best of you. Like give him the benefit of the doubt. Unless he's giving you reason to, the truth will always come out, but unless he's giving you reason for you to doubt him, then don't doubt him. Like we gotta give him that. Things start coming up, like social media, and she's looking at whose pictures he's liking and the comments. And let me tell you something, dude, like no joke, I promise you, I was literally in a relationship for almost 10 years and not one time, bro, like not one time did I look at who he's liking, who he's following, who he's commenting on. Like I really truly did not care. I didn't care. And I don't know how people get hung up on stuff like that. Like, oh my God, you like this picture. If I did that, like even today, if I did that with my man today, like if I start looking at what he's liking and commenting, bro, you think that shit's not gonna make me go crazy? Of course it is. So I rather just not look at it. There was things that were bothering me in the beginning. And I was more like, I valued so much more how is it that this person is going to see me if I do really react the way that I want to react. Because believe me, there's a lot of shit that I was just like, nah, bro, this is not okay. A lot of comments, a lot of hints, a lot of, things that was being said that gives me a lot of reason to react a certain way. So there was times where I was like, he's not answering the phone. Like, why is he not calling me? And I'm just like, nah, bro, like you're up to something. And so, I told her, I was like, like I would just distract myself. I would literally distract myself. I would go out, take the kids, go somewhere, go do something, and hang out with my friends, because I wasn't gonna give him that. I was not gonna give him that, So we're gonna get a little too personal right now. But when I had first started dating, this guy, I felt like I know that he was seeing other people. And to be honest with you, like I didn't have an issue with it, because I literally had just met you, bro. Like let me tell you, when him and I started dating, like I spent 5 straight days with him. I spent every day with him. It happened so fast. And one of those nights that he had taken me out for dinner, this motherfucker drops a bomb on me, and ex is coming into town. It was pre-planned before I even met you. He's like, but I told her that she can come stay with me. Obviously, I was getting out of a situation myself. I had been, I want to say 5-6 months, that I had been separated from my situation, but I didn't have any intentions on getting back with him or anything like that. But all I'm saying is that, I could have popped off. I could have been crazy. And I don't think that I was taking that situation serious at that time whatsoever. It was just the first person that I started messing with after this, big, huge, long-term relationship. And honestly, like, I just feel like it didn't bother me, because I expected like, the expectation was there, that either he's still seeing someone, he's seeing someone else, he doesn't know me. How is he taking me serious? Again, I wasn't taking him serious at the time either. But what did hurt, and I did tell him, is the fact that he wasn't honest with me. Like, dude, you literally came, sucked the life out of me, kept me there for a whole 5 days. And then after the fact, you tell me like, hey, my ex is coming into town. It goes to accept what it is. The night that she got into town, he was at my house. And dude, we had such a really, really good time. And then the day that she left, we just picked up right where we left off. And just going back to like the reaction part, like, right? Like, call me crazy, but honestly, like, I didn't know and I didn't think it was gonna get this far. And to be honest with you, like, I've told him, you know, like, I would have been cool with it, like, if it was something like an open relationship, or like, you know, we're just getting to know each other, friends with benefits, whatever, right? Because, dude, I feel like we're old enough to know where we're at and where we stand. And I feel like, why can't we be honest with each other? You know, like, let's just be honest with each other. You know, like, if you want an open relationship, like, maybe I'm looking for the same thing, but you're never gonna know unless you actually are man enough to tell me that that's what you want. But see, the problem is that these men won't ever give us that. Why? Because it gives us the okay to do the same thing, and that's not, obviously not something that they can't handle. You know, I was just talking to my girl yesterday, and she's like, whoa, and she's like that she thinks that her man was like messing around at some point or something like that. And she asked him and he stood quiet. And I told her, I said, girl, let me tell you something. I said, when I would ask my ex, like, dude, he would get caught red-handed talking to his ex from freaking like 6 years before that. And he would literally be like, I miss you, you know, I want to see you, let's hang out, let's help each other lose weight type of BS, like trying to make plans with her, like as if it was going somewhere. But anyway, I told her, I said, you know, how many times did I not catch this guy slipping? And I would look at him and he would look at me like dead ass in the face and absolutely like, and say nothing. He would have no reaction whatsoever. And I feel like that would eat me up even more because it was like, dude, like, just be straight up with me, you know, like, I'm cool if that's what you want. Like, let me make the decision, you know. I don't want you making a decision for me. For you to be with me and go out and mess around, do your thing, I don't think that's fair. You know, like, let me make the decision, like, whether this is a situation that I want to be a part of or not. And so it's like, have enough respect, you know, to let me make my own decision. And so honestly, you know, I did tell my man, I was like, dude, like, that was shady. That was dirty on your part. But in all reality, he's never going to know whether I was messing around with someone else or not, neither. You know, like, I'm just saying. I just feel like it's very important that we carry ourselves a certain way and not give them that power over us, you know. And that's just with anybody, dude. Like, don't give anybody the power to get you out of character. um like I said earlier, like, I was at a very, very high where it was very important to me and I really truly valued like the person that I wanted people to see. Like, why? Because I was getting crazy with my ex, because at some point it got physical. If you're gonna push me to the point where it's getting that far, then, you know, it's toxic. Like, you're not good for me. Going back to, who is it that you want to be, and what do you want to reflect? What do you want people to see about you, like who you are? You obviously don't want people saying, oh, she's crazy. Learn to be disciplined and find other things that you can do to distract yourself from whatever it is that's bothering you, because you don't want to come off as toxic and the last thing you want to do is push them away. So communication is the key in every relationship. And if he's showing you that he's listening to you and he's taking the steps to make the changes that you're asking of him, then just cut him a break, you know, because every relationship is difficult in the beginning. Every relationship, like, two people could make it work if you both want to. When you're starting a relationship, it's two different people, two different worlds, two different lifestyles, how you were raised. Some, you know, come with parents, other don't come with parents. This is a huge factor in how you were raised and who you're going to be in a relationship. So trying to make two worlds one, and that is the most painful process to go through. So you're both learning about each other and what I can and can't do with this person, and, you know, obviously, like, the stuff this person doesn't like, is it something that I want to change about myself for this person? Is it something that's going to be worth doing? It's a process for sure. Anybody can make it work if they both do the work. That was it for today. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back with episode number 4.